My son called me last month, just to talk. No reason, no news. Just, hey, how are you? I sat on the phone with him for 2 hours, and afterward I cried. Not because it was sad, because I realized it was the first real conversation we had ever had. And he is 43 years old. 43 years old. My name is Eleanor. I am 86 years old. I was an editor at a major publishing house for 35 years. Rose to the top of my field. Books I worked on won awards. Authors I believed in became household names. I was good at my job. I was genuinely deeply good at it. And I loved it. But I loved it the way you love something that is slowly replacing everything else. The way you love something that has quietly become the only thing. And by the time I retired, by the time the career was over, and I finally looked up, I discovered that I had been so present at work that I had been almost completely absent everywhere else. You are good at what you do. Maybe very good. Maybe the kind of good that gets noticed, that gets rewarded, that makes people depend on you in ways that feel like recognition and respect. And that feeling of being needed, of being competent, of being the person others rely on is a genuinely good feeling. The problem is what it costs. You stay a little later. You check the phone at dinner. You think about the work problem while your child is telling you about their day. You are physically present in your life, but mentally somewhere else, somewhere more urgent, more interesting, more affirming. And your family adjusts. Quietly, without complaint, they adjust. They stop expecting your full attention. They stop interrupting the work thoughts. They learn to function around your absence. And one day you look up and realize they have built a life that does not really include you. Not because they stopped loving you, because you trained them not to need you. I remember the night my son stopped asking me to read to him. He was 8. Every night since he could talk, he would bring a book to wherever I was and ask me to read to him. And every night I would say, "Give me 15 minutes. I just need to finish this." 15 minutes became 30. 30 became, "I'll do it tomorrow." Tomorrow became, he stopped asking. I did not notice for weeks. When I finally realized he had stopped, I told myself it was just a phase. He was getting older. Kids outgrow things. The truth was simpler and harder. He had learned that asking me did not reliably lead to being read to, so he stopped asking. 8 years old, and he had already made a rational adjustment to my unavailability. I buried that memory for 30 years, put it somewhere I did not have to look at it. It came back to me the year I retired. I had time, suddenly real time, empty stretches of days with nothing scheduled, and all the things I had buried started surfacing. I tried to connect with my son. He was in his late 30s by then, polite, kind, busy with his own life. He did not resent me, I want to be clear about that. He was genuinely warm. But there was a distance between us. A specific kind of distance that comes not from conflict, but from absence. From years of me being the person he loved, but did not fully know. The person who was always just finishing something. It took us years to close that distance. We are still closing it. And what I want you to understand is this. The work did not remember me. The books I edited are still in print. My name is in the acknowledgements of some of them. But the publishing house did not mourn when I retired. The industry kept moving. The authors found other editors. The work took everything I gave it and moved on. My son remembered every book I didn't read. I am not telling you not to work. I am not telling you that career does not matter. I am telling you something more specific than that. Presence is not about time. It is about attention. You can be home every evening and still be absent. You can sit at the dinner table every night and still be somewhere else. The body can be in one place, while the mind is completely in another. The people you love, your children, your partner, your family, they do not need a version of you that has finished everything and resolved every problem and cleared every inbox. They need the version of you that is actually in the room. Just in the room, listening, looking at them, letting what they say actually land. That is not a big ask, but it requires a decision that most driven, capable, high-achieving people find genuinely difficult to make. The decision that the work can wait, that the email can wait, that the problem can wait, that the career for this specific hour can take care of itself, that the person across the table from you is more important than anything on your phone. Make that decision. Make it deliberately. Make it every single day, because the work will survive your absence. The people you love may not wait forever. Tonight, when you get home, or tomorrow morning, or whenever you next see the people you love, I want you to do one thing. Put the phone down, not nearby, actually down, in another room if you have to, and just be there, completely, for 1 hour, not thinking about what needs to be done, not half listening while you process something else, just there, fully, in the room with the people who will remember, at the end of all of it, whether you showed up. 1 hour. That is where your legacy actually lives, not in the work, in the people who felt like you saw them. Tell me in the comments. When was the last time you were completely present, phone away, mind here, fully in the moment with someone you love? If you have to think about it for more than a few seconds, that is your answer.